Shanghai against one tick because it was the overtime finish. Shanghai have never really been this close before, and this is a dominant first two games from them. It feels like everyone's just waiting to celebrate. You know, it feels like we're about to fall off the cliff of the first win.
It's really pent up right now, like shaking a champagne bottle. That cork's ready to pop.
Feels that way.
Let's see if Shanghai will be able to spill some bubbly after all this, or Boston Uprising to make the comeback of all comebacks.
Color X will start the mirror versus Ding on this Sombra.
He's just a scout. We'll see if he wants to stick through with it. Seems like he is.
That way.
Oh, okay, snap back. It will be the Zarya.
They are able to identify Shanghai's composition. Ding has been ripping them apart with this, setup so far. And you can see he's got full vision right now. You can see Alex looking for him, identifies where he is. They feel safer now, knowing Sombra's behind them.
Takes a lot of damage. We'll be able to jump back. He's going to self-take push up here. To the upstairs for the Boston Uprising, trying to get closer and closer to Gamsu. Charge comes in. Gamsu going to be matching. They both hit the ground. First kill. Going to be going the way of the Dragons. Looking takes down Axiom.
This is a very great start for the Dragons here. Ding not finishing the EMP, but getting about as close as you could get. 70% here. Boston Uprising is going to be forced away. Note in a very precarious position. Caught up on the team. Moves away.
Oh, yeah, oh! Luffy does it again! I'm telling you, this man looking
Underrated.
Jonak-esque right now versus Boston.
Very underrated flex support. They're playing Apex Season 2 very well. And for the Uprising on this next push, they're going to have to deal with the EMP again, right? It's always that support matchup. This time it's going to be AimGod. We need to make sure he's not caught.
Working their way outside.
He's lagging behind a little bit to make sure that you see he backs away. He cannot be hit by this. And coming through this choke feels like suicide against the EMP. They're all asking to get hit by it.
They're trying to scout it out. EMP jumps in, catches pretty much everybody but AimGod. Those men to stay alive. Hits that transcendence off. Keeps the team in the fight. Knocked down below half. Boston Uprising might actually be able to get in onto the point and start picking up off the back of this.
Really good play by AimGod to preemptively trance, knowing the EMP would come out of that moment. Grabs up now.
Yeah, locking him up here on the high ground. It's going to be Boston taking down Kellic. Receives a fire strike to the face. The rest of the team down on the low ground. Two managed to get that first tick coming through. They move up to nearly 42%. Hoopsie almost goes down. Will be able to stay alive, and Shanghai Dragons get the team kill.
It's a very, awkward position where you have this perfect setup with the trap preemptively done. You feel like you've countered the EMP, but you're still in a choke point. You're still taking fire strike damage from Gamsu. Shanghai Dragons still have the follow-up grab. This time they have 5 ults. 5 ults to approach with. If they can't make this one work, I think we're seeing a full hold.
We'll have to see how they fare. Pushing their way up, Ding getting closer to that next EMP. Shatter comes out, looking for the lockup. Sound barrier in. Como will get popped after using the sound barrier by that self-destruct. Boston Uprising finally find a bit of an opening, but Axiom's going to get taken down. At the expense of DM, however. Still trying to stay alive. Ding going lower and lower. EMP going to be online for him. Throws it in. Catches a few of the remaining members, but yet again, AimGod keeps himself safe, gets the Transcendence to keep the rest of the squad alive. Gamsu taken down. Sound barrier investment as well from Alex. They will be able to clean this up. They'll get their way over onto the point. It seems like they will be able to get this cap, but they have to use a lot of ultimates, so the snowball potential for Boston is not really there.
Not really there. The biggest thing they have going for them here on the third time's the charm capture is the Color Hex versus Luffy matchup. There's a tiny window, but I just don't think he's going to be able to get that off in time. If he does do so, it's going to be a sloppy, aggressive play. Won't get the maximum value. Ding here already scouting the approach angle, and that means there's enough time for Luffy to reposition. If he gets one left click, it's going to be enough to get that trance up. 92% he sits at. Color Hex will lock in the last part of this grab.
Pops immediately. From the end, he has to throw straight into the foot of Axiom. Cannot get that kill though. Answering grab's going to be out. Transcendence is in from Luffy. Keeps them all alive. Shatter comes through. Locks up Gamsu. Doesn't find too much else. Gamsu going lower and lower. Boots into the corner. Shield comes up. He's trying to stay alive. The push forward from Note. Looking for the finish off. Hammer's going to get dropped. It catches so many members of Boston. They cannot get the kills yet. EMP coming out. 5-member pack fighting, but no one able to scoop these kills. Color Hex with a quiver of HP for so very long, gets that armor pack, stays alive. And they might just get it, they do. Youngkin a bit too late to step down. Boston Uprising, they get the completion.
Shanghai Dragons a little bit late to touch the point here, and Boston is keeping the hopes alive right now. Very nice time bank going into the half here of this round.
3:27 remaining for them. Shanghai, let's see what they can do on their attack when we come back from the break.
Not a boost, but aggressive, control the game. You have more options to do that if you are in control of the high ground, and then when you're in control of the high ground, it's better to play aggressive rather than play. So this entire match could be turned on its head just by who wins those key team fights that grant high ground control. But at the very beginning, just in terms of defending checkpoint A, I would expect the Gladiators to be better at that than the Jets. Having said that, I also predicted the Gladiators to win this overall, and it doesn't look like that's the way we're going. So I might be underrating the Justice here again. Yeah, possibly. I certainly don't. I'll be happy to admit that. Always pleased to see the team's kind of living up to the potential and expectations that we were setting for them as well. Part of that has been the DPS line of the Justice became the fastest. Jerry coming in, but I mean, these guys have just been popping off the entire series. Ridiculous plays being made. Yeah, and I really, really like Assassin playing that sort of stuff. This is a very different look for the Justice. And they're hinging towards Fury playing the Zarya game as well. Of course, we did see a lot of this in the main melee. The Anabrick backline, the double bubble. Tanks, I think it's just to gain control maybe to I'm not sure, because we have seen some teams run the Zaryas already. It's not the most popular look. Most teams have gone over to Winston Diva. But Fury could still have some pretty big impact here. The combo's a little nicer with the McCree to be able to get your backline all as one big 4-man unit moving forward. Yeah, maybe a little bit more durability, I suppose, in small instances. I think Diva over longer team fights definitely provides you more damage mitigation, but a bit more damage maybe as well if you get in the right position for it. That is the bubble to cleanse off that mayonnaise, which is quite nice. Mac can take the fight up close and personal with them. The leap in! Oh, it's done so much damage to them. Muse has fallen. Yeah, massive. Oh, and another Bionade as well, actually. The counter Bionade coming out from Shu. But it doesn't look like it's going to be able to be enough. The Washington Justice have quite firmly and positively taken control of that. Yes, so winning that initial team fight, quite important for them as well, especially if they set up some of these the forward positions. I feel like Gibraltar on attack is so much about ensuring that you take a really nice team fight for the next one. Yeah, look at them right now,
positioning.
passing up to the high ground.
And so you can see the Justice setting themselves up to succeed here, rotating up and around. That is going to try to disrupt this. Oh, that's a beautiful sleep dart, but there we go. The D-Mag onto space. Now the Nanobus comes through. Muse, Anti-Nade on him, I believe, on a Bionade. Through, yeah, so he can't be healed currently. And that is going to be opening things up for Jerry to just take him out. Can't, any pressure? Anybody going to try? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's probably going to be looking like a capture. No, not quite. Potentially a bit of a mistake coming out here. And I think it was Decay who walked away from the car.
Weird situation going on there. You felt like the Justice would have been able to apply
honestly,
point pressure.
They walked up the car for a moment, and a second longer they would have had that. I'm not kidding.
That was unusual. Now the Gladiators have been given an in back into this. Muse didn't have to use his primal rage. There's potential for either Trace to make a huge play with Pulse Bomb, but crucially, the Gladiators have taken back this high ground control.
No recall now for Decay, and yeah, Gladiators taking back positioning is so important.
Oh, look at that boost. Great play by Space. He knocks Bebe down to the low ground, and that's going to set the Justice back again. They have to re-flank all the way around, past their Ana,
Gladiators are all falling weak. Kevster slept as well. So both teams...
No way.
Oh, the bomb right next to the sleeping Winston. The bubble is so good, Grove. And
That is
Fury.
so nice. That could have been a disaster for them. The way that the Gladiators set up that play, it was pretty quick on their feet, I think, with it as well. Just the knowledge that they were like, okay, if we're fast with this sleep dart, we can just get the kill straight away onto Max, but they just weren't thinking about the projected barrier. And that's going to be the capture coming out. So that's the Justice, at least getting away with that. What they need to do now, if you are the Justice, is take control of this shuttle. It's so important.
A little harder to do with the McCree, actually. He's being harassed continuously. This is good work by Kevster. He's just buying space with the rest of his team. And now you can see it's actually the Gladiators who are being able to come off the respawn and take control of the high ground. Plus this EMP Bionade here could be a team fight win for the Gladiators and totally reset the momentum and space for the Justice. But what is that? A zero-man EMP!
That's a zero-man EMP. I didn't even realise my voice could go that high. That is absurd. And a bit of a waste of the ultimate. Yeah, the complete opposite, because it's a team fight. The leap across, Muse is trying to stay alive here. Decay with a pulse bomb, looking for his next target. That's the recall, actually. Kevster's going to try and actually punish him for that one, but... Oh, wow, had the support of Mag as well, just tickling him in there. That's a kill. Beautiful one at that, but still, the Justice are finding it difficult to try and push across this higher ground. Fury going to be eating up that Bionade, now has the South Barrier to try and purge it off and away. Nanoboost, oh my goodness, Muse just about dodging this one, but he's done so much work already.
Yeah, this is a terrible, terrible area for the Washington Justice to be fighting in. The backline and Jerry all just getting turned to mincemeat, pummeled there, tenderized like a piece of steak beneath the mighty fists of Muse. And as Mag tries to respond, it just simply isn't going to be enough. You look at the ult that were invested in that fight, and okay, the Gladiators used part of their wing position, the Nanoboost, Primal Rage, but now they're getting back up to another EMP from Birdring. And as long as he catches at least one individual, the Gladiators should be in a good position in terms of...
Yep. Still retaining control of the shuttle. Jerry is on the and also he's watched the solo as well, yeah. Okay, gonna start to try and play the card, I guess. Back. They're still just trying to force them away from the high ground. Fury. Okay, that's gonna be the grab. It traps up the tanks here. Is there gonna be any sort of follow-up? They're worried about Birdring. He's just kind of marking them, actually. The threat of the EMP is preventing a lot of follow-up there for the Justice.
It really is, and he's been able to push them away without using it. There's 20 seconds left, and Birdring has that EMP. Jerry miles away, EMP does land.
4 players connected, the Gladiators in prime position now to just push them off and away. Jerry going to get bubbles up, but only 50% towards the EMP, and Kevster is just tearing through them. Rally armor on top, just trying to free fire various angles. He's spotted Decay, who's just about touching it to get the overtime going, but now we see some swaps, so Justice needs to get bodies onto it. Jerry, I believe, was hacked up there, so couldn't actually get away. Brought down. Kevster holding onto the pulse bomb. The Justice, they need a miracle. Decay with the pulse bomb could be the man for it, but now he's got no recall. Forced back. He doesn't have too much opportunities to do so, but now we see the Primal Rage coming through. Space killed as he's trying to remake. Decay might just be doing this, setting up for them. Kevster, though, trying to turn it with the pulse bomb. Decay, packed up, not going to be using this bomb anytime soon. In fact, being battered into the corner, and nobody is going to be able to touch. A sigh of relief, I suppose, in the final moments there, and they're going to be stopping them just underneath that bridge.
For one scary moment, it looked like Decay was going to be able to bring that back for the Washington Justice, but one man is too little and too late. You can't do it all, Decay. The swap from Jerry over to Sombra, I think, was just for extra point pressure to try and get Kevster out of there and force the Gladiators to the low ground. But they just didn't have enough time. Jerry couldn't even get up to a single EMP there. He made the swap too late. And this is one of the reasons why I was favoring the Gladiators in this map, is because their aggressive style offers them so many more team fights, a lot of windows of opportunity, and their ult cycling gets better as a result of that. But the map isn't over yet. The Justice have been better on defense than offense so far.
Yeah, certainly have. As we head over to the side of the map, where the Justice are now given the opportunity to defend, it's exactly right in that kind of manner of thinking that mean, I say it so often, but it is so important. This replay here, this is from a long time ago. Shu watched out.
Oh, that was cancelling the full stop.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's so important to fight over these crucial and critical areas of Gibraltar. Essentially, is the entirety of the game. Is trying to win our positioning over it. And as soon as you make your life more difficult by losing that initial team fight, giving over the defender's control of like the shuttle, or even just taking innocuous time for team fights, like on the first objective, it's where it gets a little bit hairy. And that is a wonderful pick-off. Jerry just tries to roll for safety, but I think the bubble hit the ceiling.
Yeah, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. That is a ridiculous first pick to get. Shu has fallen though, as Shu passed through. They both got bionated, but the Gladiators' aggression is just going to be able to follow up on all of this. The Gladiators don't have their backline in a great position, sure, but neither do the Justice. They're sent back to the spawn queue. We're going to see another fairly even fight. Do you remember last time when we saw the Justice passing all the way up and around? That isn't really, that opportunity isn't offered to the Gladiators. They have people all the way back at spawn. Space, Shu only just coming back as well. So the Justice are afforded an opportunity to get set back up here.
Yeah, this is actually very fortunate. Okay. Pressuring. That's a love-violated attempt. Yeah, man, that set up magically. High ground still being contested here. The skew is going to be falling. And now they can put their focus on the people who are on the car. It's going to be taken out. And yeah, the Justice can now start to rotate a couple of these ultimates. They're still in control of the high ground. And it's looking much more winnable for them.
Okay, still over half the time back remaining for the Gladiators. Birdring up to 61%. Not the fastest the end by any means. Hughes closest to an ult when it comes to the Gladiators, though Shu will be very near with his nano as well. That's a great hack. If Shu had his nano boost available, that could have been the timing for the Gladiators to go in, and they still find a pick on Mac.
Yeah, that's Mac going down. Jerry with the Deadeye actually trying to push the positioning away Possum into the corner. The shield's just about blocking that one, but they already are going to coordinate it. As that needs to kill Water Fury. They can't. Someone needs to start playing this right now, but they're just going to give it up. And if they get staggered here, Josh, it's brutal.
It's over if they get staggered. Jerry needs to survive, and he simply won't.
This is looking more than dangerous. This could be the map. And the way that they are fighting this, the way they're just cutting off the spawners, Max just about gets onto his back line as well to peel away for the supports there. But they need to fight over this shuttle, they need control of it, otherwise this card is just going to be a free reign. What a bang! That is immense from Jerry, and it's now going to be coordinated as Mag is using that primal rage to force the positioning into more favourable areas. Already nicely cool, Jerry though takes him out, but still, the plays have been made. Mag goes down, Jerry needs to follow up with something flashbang to catch him off onto the side. Nanaboost onto Jerry as well, with the high noon into the corner. He only gets fused, but the kills are already going their way. Is anyone going to be able to touch this? Decay onto the point, the rematch in space almost just trying to style on them, but nobody can touch. The Gladiators walking away with a win. And again, the importance of just taking the right team fights at the right time rears its ugly head. If you stagger in a moment, that can be the map, as it was showcased just there.
27, the time to beat for the Shanghai Dragons. They flip over and get ready for their attack. Boston Uprising, stabilizing quite nicely here on Horizon.
Very tense for the Uprising right now, but if they finally have a pretty good position here, if they can defend A and eliminate a lot of the timing for the Dragons, or potentially even full hold them here, prevent them from getting two spots, and they can shift the momentum back big time. We'll see the instant variation here, on more upfront damage in AoEs. Like Kelly is set up here for potentially cutting off multiple members of the Dragons. So Kelly's on the high ground to look to knock two away, they collapse in. If it fails, both Kelly and Active have mobility to escape, so it's not very all-in what they're doing here, it's actually very safe. Counted out already though, I believe it's Tesla gun that he thinks has seen that just barely around the wall.
Not sure, not mentioned it now. Sprint straight up the center, not getting hit by anything. Gets the hack, ball comes down to the target, trying to save his life from the corner over there, and Ding gets the kill.
Huge play here. If you're hacked, you can't jump away. I talked about the mobility that he has. You know, the risk is there, but you can always jump away. Not if you're hacked. Ding waits until the follow-up damage is there.
Now respawn. Game God's gone. Shanghai Dragons push their way over to the point.
It's a disaster.
He even goes back. He's swapping over onto the Reinhardt. I think they know that this one is gone. Shanghai Dragons looking to start things off on Horizon with a 7+ minute time bank. As soon as they can get this finish here on A.
It just feels like the Uprising have not scrimmed against or did not have a lot of confidence against Sombra play in general, and it's just being over and over and over again. Gets the hack there onto the Winston.
But that's so confusing because Koenig started off this series playing a fantastic Sombra.
True, it's just the counterplay isn't there.
They're used to dishing it out, not receiving it, I suppose.
Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes you're great at running something, but you're not good at defending against that same strategy. All right, being ready for the EMP here. No support ultimate.
Setting up for it, throws it down. 5 members gonna get caught, and it's gone. Does not have a chance to speak up. It's about to be...
How far through are we? How many units do we have down in the battle? 766. I don't think it's enough. All right, wait for the halftime. Wait for the halftime of this, and then we will. Final battle. Yeah, we could do that for charity. I think that'd be funny as fuck. Sexy Overwatch cosplay characters. Yeah.
How is it that you know about that?
Okay, why have they subbed in Dante and Blase?
I see. You're with the showman.
Giving up. Because they want to run May Doomfist. Community pressure. May Doomfist did work for them when they were playing against Boston. It was like the best thing that we saw them run. Anna Brigitte, May Doomfist. I like the Brig with the Doomfist. You can armor pack him from ages away, get a bit more armor on him, and just he goes to town. Does so much health. He'd have 500 HP, max HP.
I'll handle this.
Okay.
No, you go.
Nice peel from the rest of the Outlaws. But they're all very weak.
no.
They drop down. They drop down. Why did they drop instead of just waiting for Blase to disengage?
Yes,
They could peel for him with heals from the Anna and the Brig. Yeah. But maybe the call was made.
Are you really number 2?
Yeah. What the fuck is that? Yeah, that was the game. It just made a jingling noise. Is it because the battle is ready? The battle is ready to begin. I don't think Outlaws should have dropped. I think Blase should have disengaged. Outlaws feel like they have to drop in order to feel for Blase, but it's not allowed to go for that. Or if Houston did drop, then Blase can take more aggressive angles and try and go for an actual pick. Oh, Blase's not finding anything. Oh, no.
It's just toast. Thanks for the Twitch Prime.
He's been slept? No. He's out. But he hasn't done anything. Oh. Okay. Pick on Glister's alright. Okay, this is good. This is good. The spawners will be able to turn this now.
But Dante's all got 8.
I mean, it's bad, but it doesn't really matter. I think the spawners have still got it. Maybe?
Raucous is behind them.
Oh, God. I thought Mumu would go stall hero, and he's stayed on the Rhine to clutch Shatter.
Times and sweet.
They're trying to clutch Shatter again. Just go ball and stall. Okay, they're turning it anyway, though. They're turning it. They only got 1 tick. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know where Raucous was. Raucous is frequently just in the weirdest places.
He was behind them. Main.
He was
main.
He was like where Mumu stood now.
Yeah.
How
did he get there?
It baffles,
I don't know.
doesn't it?
I don't know.
Okay. Lister goes over to the McCree, which is better for dealing with Blase. Blase stunned, frozen, pinned. Yeah.
I'm surprised it took that long. That's good.
Oh, Shui dies. It's pretty huge.
What is Raucous doing?
Why
is Raucous in Narnia? Oh, God.
Are they throwing? Can we get some fucking Valve investigation going on? Richard Lewis, please. 322?
Oh.
How does he even get there? Did someone switch to Sim and TP him to the back?
That's what I
Oh,
keep
that bomb is nice. Ooh, kill Jackson.
Then we're going to try and shadow. That shadow. He might hit it here. So, that was a great opportunity for a shadow. They don't need it.
They don't need it. It's kind of weird though because Houston's taking the fight so far forward, even though they lose like 3 in the initial engagement, the respawns are just there by the time Spitfire even gets to the point. Yeah, ZP's right here. Blase is just a lot better at his Doomfist than anything else that's meta. Keep him on the Doom. Yeah, Fescare, the Stream Ready's game runs a little slowly. Maywall. Oh, you boosted him up. The Shatter, though. No, that was a flashbang from Glister. It was a 3-man flashbang. Huh. They've retreated. Is he going to go into the back? Could get a lot of work done here. Wow. Holy shit.
He curved his punch.
Yeah, he's like wanted. I think this is the best that we've seen the Outlaws when they play the May Doomfist.
Yep.
They just rely on Blase to pop off, and they still make a bunch of mistakes, but it's kind of mitigated by the fact that they have so much pick potential. I'll tell you what, Houston have always been really good at staggering Diva players.
Movement just teabagging.
Oh my lord.
Teabagging, sweet.
Oh god, that's bananas. Weird that they ran Collective for like just the Justice game.
Yeah, that's
and then
really good. Collective played well.
Yeah, he did. He did.
6 ult.
Okay, watch this Moomer shatter. I can feel the Moomer shatter. He got flashbang. He shattered. J-Mac shattered Moomer. Moomer's on the floor. Moomer's gonna get up and shatter himself. Show me the shatter, Moomer. Never mind. The aggression from Outlaws is working out really well. I like the Anna Brig as well, because if you're able to scout, because Blase can hold up top, where your McCree definitely can't, you're able to scout the route that London come in really early on. So you can get away with running the Anna Brig because you can position your team and you don't have to react. If they're running a McCree Anna Brig, they would be slow to move around the map because they don't have that early scouting. But Blase can just like call where they're coming from, and then Outlaws can rotate fast enough even when they don't have the Lucio speed. Moomer still hasn't shattered. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Like I keep waiting for him, but it ain't never coming. You think that he's only gonna shatter when it's clutch time? Nice Blizzard. Surely J-Mac dies there. He got slept, but no one's killing him? Oh, because the Diva was there. This has been pretty good from Outlaws. Do Outlaws now get full health?
What do you mean?
On point A, when they're on their attack. Oh my god, are they gonna lose? Did they take their foot off the pedal at the last second? No, no, no! No, 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 no,
Please, Outlaws!
no,
Please!
no, you disappoint me even when I am undisappointable.
You betrayed me for the last time!
I had no expectations and you still let me down.
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay.
Please, Blase, please,
Blase.
drag these fools back towards a winnable situation. No, 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 no.
God, Blase's like, please. Flashbang.
Oh, he was trying to sync up the ball slab.
Okay.
Holy
Okay.
fuck.
That was almost...
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the crowning moment for the Shanghai Dragons. 6:07 in their time bank to 3:27 by Boston Uprising. It was looking good. It was looking like they were stabilizing here on horizon. Shanghai comes in. They show them up again.
I mean, we are looking at a 2.5 minute time bank advantage here, more than 2.5, 2:40 for the Boston Uprising, or rather against the Boston Uprising here for Shanghai. The deficit for the Uprising. Color X will once again scout but not match the Sombra here. They're going to try to, hopefully, in theory, keep the support a little bit more safe. Get those support ults off when they can. What they're seeing is attacking the Diva and farming that EMP charge right now.
It goes decently low in the back line, so we'll jump back to the translocator. Up the staircase again for Boston. Working their way forward. Ding, looking for an angle on the side. Not able to get too many shots in. Now trying to get the hack. He'll be able to have it on the color hex, but he'll follow up to try to get that kill. DM going low, off screen, down below, half HP, needs to get top back up. Seems like he will. Over to the side, hack in on a color hex yet again. Not going to be seeing the follow up. Already nearly 2 ticks surrendered over to Boston in this OT round. Axiom getting chunked out. Fire strike to the side, Gamsu clips him. The sniper, they gain the second tick. The Shanghai have to stay forward and not surrender this point over. Boston Uprising starting to push back. Looks like it will be abandoning this attack.
They're so close.
And
Yet
no,
so far.
it's going to get taken out.
The delay is here. Uprising losing time. And we're talking about 6:07 to 2:07. 4 minutes the deficit now. Shanghai Dragons took their last A on their first real push. Ding holds the EMP. And I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but it's him versus Kelix and Aim God. In particular, Aim God right now. EMP is going to have to be shut down if Boston wants this push to be the one they get that final tick with, taking the outside approach. We saw this once before. Aim God's going to preemptively transcend it as they go in, but they're still at a positional disadvantage. This failed last time they tried it. Maybe the second time's the charm. Aim trying to wait this time and hope the trance is early, but Aim God does not fall for it. He's actually holding it. Very smart play.
Oh, goes ahead, throws it down now. The transcendent will be there for Aim God. They knock him over onto the low ground. Shatter going to be coming out. Gamsu will be taking down the sound barrier in from Kelix as they try to come out on top of this fight right now. Ding dropping down, gets stunned up instantly, and Blase comes up with a kill. Dojin is going to be getting knocked around, will fall down, and Boston Uprising seems like they will be able to break through. They will get the cap on A. A minute and a half to try to get B.
They've got a decent amount of ultimates. The only problem is lack of support ult to get onto this point, stick to it in the longer fight. They can certainly grab a tick if they get an opening kill. And Color X has the grab here. In just a moment. I am out.
Still holding on to the shatter. Gamsu very far away from one. This will come down. Lost the mid-transcendent. It's going to be out. Dojin's still alive. Dojin's still getting taken down despite transcendent. Now the sound barrier is from Coma. EMP catches everyone. 5 men going through. Packaging open. Gamsu going to be the first one to fall. They 2 minutes to find note and take him out of the back. He's got now another transcendent online. Pops it immediately to keep himself alive. Now Tom Surge comes in. Locks up the remaining members of Boston, but they need to get those kills. Young Shinabase looks to be hitting the ground. Starting bubble comes through. They manage to find the opposing rig. Now, turned out. Shadow comes in as Axiom returns to the fight. Gamsu gets the charge. Looks for the finish there. On a color hex. He's unable to find it. They're just ticking up in the meantime. 30 seconds remaining. Blase swapping over onto the wrecking ball just to rejoin in with his squad. Ding going to be taken down. Luffy eliminated as well. And with 24 seconds left, Boston Uprising will get the double cap.
And they continue to keep the hopes alive here. Very, very low time bank. You know, we're talking 30 seconds or less here for them. But it is absolutely possible that we can have a momentous hold here. You know, we can't write the check for Shanghai Dragons victory just yet. And still have to nail the landing here.
Yep. Don't want to ride it now and have that check bounce. But still poised. Take this. We'll go ahead and get a look at Axiom's rejoin.
This is a huge play. Underestimation from the Dragons as well. You can see Gamsu is just, he realizes it's too late. He's like, I'm not actually where I need to be. Yeah. And then he tries to rush in, but it's too late. Very quick thinking here by Axiom. Makes the play happen. Keeps the hopes alive. The Boston Uprising will be used to take this win now, get the reverse sweep. But they're still so far behind. Not gonna lie to you guys. It feels hopeless here for the Uprising. 24 seconds to time bank. You know, Shanghai Dragons, if they hold them for 6:07 and win this map, it will go down in history.
Yeah.
You know?
Do that and then start a reverse sweep. What a story that would be. I think a lot of a live audience would be a little bit disappointed with that one, though.
Let's not put Chekhov's gun in the room just yet.
Yeah.
Kilios. Here we go. 6:07 to start, and Dean just going to continue to use the phone, but Uprising has had so much trouble dealing with. So to farm EMP off mostly no tiers at the start. Hacks onto Hex is possible. Color Hex not complicated. Good color Hex said that. But anyway, it can avoid the bubble, or it can force out no bubbles. It's really easy to engage, and also means that Color Hex can't build energy. So that's one of the ways that you can harass with Sombra.
Well, safe entry through the hatch doors there. Jump up over the top, Axiom. Landing. There'll be a wraparound. Shanghai Dragons pretty split up right now. Look at where Gamsu's at.
Look at the wraparound here for Youngjin too. They want to tackle Axiom, force him off the high ground. It works out. Nice respect here from Boston Uprising. They've won a lot of time here already. The whole minute is gone.
So now they're in onto the point, and this is where they have to fight. One tick, nearly gained for free. They finally do step in onto the point. Luffy going to be the first one taken down. Axiom comes up with that kill, but no. So close to being knocked out of that mech, but seems like he might just be able to survive as Gamsu will be taken down. AimGod gets himself a double kill.
Huge plays by Blase and AimGod. We saw the Harmony Orb and the first pack coming there to keep him alive. And Boston Uprising wins this fight with Winston attacking into a Reinhardt. One of the toughest things to do because the Ryan is always going to have that advantage. He blocks his place, does more damage there. In a fight where he has positional advantage, they turn it around. AimGod's going to have the trans here. Ding's not even really close to that EMP as it turns out. So this is the best case scenario for Boston already, but it's still going to be 4.5 minutes more. They have to keep it up for. I'll be shattered here.
Pushing forward, very speedy here. On that push, shield up, just blocking out as much damage as he possibly can. The shield's going to get broken. Back in onto the point, Grab Huskers going to be coming down to collect, looking to lock them up. But Luffy responds to the transcendence. Shatter's going to be out from Gamsu. Locking up at least one. Will be knocking out of that mech. Get one tick onto the point, 4 minutes remaining. At the moment, they can clean up the Baby Diva. They need to get onto the point, they need to get this cap rolling through. Alright, been a nice time by so far for the Boston Uprising.
Double support ultimates for the Uprising, so they have a good way to get back on this point, stick to it if they want to contest. Kelly's just buying time.
Things trying to return with that EMP. Coma going to be dropping the beat. Almost gets taken out before he can hit the ground there. It does manage to get the shields up for his squad. That gives him back in. To rejoin. Second tick now going to be gained for Shanghai. EMP still being held with love to hold this for the snowball, but they have to use it right now. Axiom going to be taken down instantly on the back of that Sombra ultimate. Blase very far forward. Going to get locked up by the ground surge out from DM. Finish him off. 2 minutes to find two. However, Color Hex trying to grind this back into their favor. It's going to be Youngkin. Shanghai Dragons. Members remaining here. Shots coming out. They actually going to be held off.
Huge plays by Kelix throughout this series. He hit the sound barrier when he needed to. I know we had that replay of him on Kings Row where he barely got clipped. Perhaps people would be critical of him after that, but to be honest, he's hit a lot of these barriers. He hits this last one exactly the way it needs to be. Boston can turn it around because Color Hex has high energy after that. Dig now halfway to another EMP, but the time is ticking down. But what looks like a free win now starts to feel like it's slipping from the Shanghai Dragons here.
Moving their way closer and closer with 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Shatter going to be online. From the top it. Manages to lock up the auto killers, but they don't have the kill on the enemy Lucio. Transcendence now going to be used for Luffy as they push their way forward on the point. EMP instantly going to be invested. 4 members down. Still going to be knocked out of that mech before he can use the double to get back through. To clean up the kill. Shanghai Dragons. They finally get through. They finally get A.
They've got a great time bank here now to open up B. Kelix caught there. Shield is deleted by the EMP of King. AimGod though, luckily for the Uprising, still gets to hold on to this Transcendence. This is not going to be the push you would have to think unless someone gets picked at range. DM's grab will be countered. What happens next? It's all up to the Dragons.
Pushing their way forward, building up that energy. Grab Hunters locked right in on the wall. They're looking for Kelix to try to miss the ball. Energy going to be Youngkin. Pulling up with a kill with the Transcendence out the AimGod. Now that's going to be expiring. Yeah, taking a nap. Sound barrier is going to be out. Nope. dumping a bomb, will not find a pick. Sound barrier in from the Dragons, pushing back forward, hack onto Axiom, so very low, they can't quite finish him off, however, he will be able to stay alive.
EMP ready.
No's gonna be knocked out of the back. Ingot taken down to the back of the EMP, Gamsu swinging away like a madman, gets a kill onto the enemy Ryan, Color Hex, the sliver of HP, trying to push forward, but they keep zoning him back. Now Kellis is going to be eliminated. Somebody's got to tag in. They have to do it right now. Kohex boots off the point, locks up, takes it down, and Shanghai Dragons, they get the double cap here on Volskaya.
We are now going into final round. So incredibly close here. Boston showing signs of life. A very nice defense here. What we said was virtually impossible moments ago now feels doable. This series is not over yet by any means. Great hold, good positioning by Kelly. They're starting to finally feel out the Sombra play. They're starting to finally find the answers.
And Fury landed the accretion. Now, to me, what's most impressive is the accretion. Because Hulk's got a large range, and the back is like a direct melee attack. But you to be able to time the accretion and throw out the rock. And Fury has landed, I don't know what the percentage is of accretion onto Sparkle, but it's a lot of rock. Yeah. It's a huge amount. And so defensively, the Fusion has been the best team that we have seen so far in the Summer Showdown. Offensively, it's down to Carpe and EQO. And EQO in particular has been really clever with the way they play it. But defensively, that's where the game has changed. And as you see, we're heading on to Rialto here, which is the same map that Paris picked against the Shock. They will pick it once more against the Philadelphia Fusion. This is not a normal Genji map, honestly, friends. This normally favors the Tracer team, but Paris has shown us previously today that they can get a lot of value from Sparkle. And it really was Sparkle's play that sent them to that fifth map against the Shock.
It really was. Our performance in the game, raw competition that we've been talking about so much. Nobody the better play style. What next? Paris and Eternal, not the only ones that have been making adaptations as the series has gone on. Of course, Philadelphia Fusion have been getting better and better at engaging Sparkle's impact, but XC's there with the McCree now to try and punish EQO's flanking playstyle. This battle between the two teams, the mind games that are in play right now, as we're in our potentially, and I say potentially, but it is, let's be real, the final map here of the Summer Showdown between the Paris Eternal and the Philadelphia Fusion. My word, has been a good one.
XE is going to have to play like a beast in order to stop Carpe just destroying them here. This is one of the best Widowmaker or Ash maps that we have in the pool. And Carpe is going to have a lot of angles to be able to work with. Down to XE and Sparkle really to win this one for Paris Eternal.
The Hulk comes out, the rock blocked there by a shield. That was Fury. Just timing from him. And just kind of Paris Eternal rotating over to the high ground while Sparkle is focusing on pushing the cast. So trying to force one of the players down onto it. EQO, Hulk comes through, dash into it. Sparkle up to almost 7% of his play, but EQO goes down, caught unaware. And that was XE again, that threat of the flashbang, but the fight still continues down in the lower sections. Sparkle dashing through the opposition, slicing and dicing, going straight to the artery. That's exactly where the weak points are. And he has that blade ready and waiting, Josh.
As soon as EQO got taken out, Sparkle was there, ready to go aggressive, not worried about his backline anymore, not caring, honestly, about what the Philadelphia Fusion would do to him. And he is 65% ahead of EQO, and they have immediately captured point A. And Philly aren't even set up on the high ground here. This is weird. Normally you would see the Fusion immediately set up on high ground and start putting pressure on Paris as they cross the bridge, but they've been slow to do that, and Paris have already crossed.
Yeah, EQO got caught out of position, but that's pretty brilliant from Carpe, if I do say so myself. That's all headshot into XE. That is great for them. Dash through desperation like Sparkle trying to make something happen. The rest of the pass is completed. So, challenge now to stop that one.
Very good high ground control and brilliant pickoff at the beginning by Carpe. This is a very powerful position to hold. We have seen the meta evolve on Rialto quite a lot, to the point where we've seen teams just never be able to push past the bridge. I'm thinking of Decay when he was playing for Dallas against the Houston Outlaws. I'm thinking of Shanghai when they played against the Spark. We know the good teams can just stop players crossing this bridge, and I worry about what XE is going to be able to do. Having said that, I feel like I say it every time he's on the screen and he still manages to come up with the game.
Oh, Tigo goes up the edge of the map. The alarm with the whip shot finds him. Carpe's ball, but I mean, it's going to go down, but at the end of the day, they've got the opening kickoff. Now, the cart is moving, which could force Fusion to kind of drop down, maybe. They're rotating pretty well. That gives Paris some space to see the mind game. They're starting to rotate up on the high ground, but it's still safe there. I wonder what they're playing at.
It would be lovely for them to be able to put the high ground, but it turns out that Philly couldn't go to the defense. So falling back to the corner, and Carpe going down is absolutely huge.
Yep, and this is the corner where you need to defend. It's one of the most defensible positions in Rialto. They've lost one of their star players. The blade comes out from Sparkle. Doesn't get too much stuff, but it does remove the supercharger, and that gives Hanbin free reign once more. The British one sends them up and down. Cart will not stop moving. That's a bit of a brutal defense there. Fury got the tags in the background as well, as you saw there. Orientating, but Paris now, they got through one of the most difficult sections of this entire match.
Easily got through one of the most difficult sections. With 4.5 minutes, they are attacking point C, and Carpe cannot make mistakes like that. We scolded him for it on Blizzard World, but it ended up not actually coming to fruition. But if he doesn't see the consequences, perhaps he won't learn the lesson. This is a lesson he needs to learn.
Trying to put in that damage. The flashbang comes through. Once he shows the score, and that's the rest of the Fusion. With that, dive straight in. Able to find the opening so they use the pick. Pretty good showcase from Fusion. Looking tasty. I'm not going to deny, I'm a little bit worried right now. They gave us so much ground so early on. In fact, they stopped the losing.
This is another position that Philly should be able to hold. Fury gets hold of the high ground, but it's going to give them an opportunity to take control of the upper levels. Now it just comes down to Paris building a vault, essentially. I don't think they'll actually want to push with the Amp Matrix and the Deadeye. Oh, if Carpe goes down here, it really could be a disaster for the Fusion.
Carpe might not know what's going on right now, but there's like a bit of a divide and conquer strategy going on. You can see Bembe's got to kill him to alarm there. EQO forced out the blade, and he is going to get 2. But actually follows it up onto Carpe. Even trades, nice mechanics. EQO dash into the melee more than enough. Dodges the flashbang, pretty clean from him. And that was the highlight reel.
You definitely think of Sparkle as the more mechanically gifted Genji, but EQO is no slouch whatsoever. He combines that veteran understanding of how the game works with honestly fantastic mechanics.
Back when the Fusion had Shadowbird, one of the most world-renowned Genji players of all time, EQO still had playtime over. That's how good EQO is on the Genji now, how well he fits into the playstyle of the Fusion. Still taking it here and now. But the Powers Eternal got opening. The ult coming online. Almost up to both of the tank ultimates. Sparkle has that play. Much has gone on about the Fusion being so good at the game again. Sometimes it's quite difficult to do. Now, British Flux is going to force down, and that is a great collapse from the Sparkle. Half HP, the dive attempt there. Another fight win. This is pretty good.
A beautiful shutdown. That's Fury again. He gets the Gravitic Flux onto Sparkle, which is normally a really difficult thing to do. You have to be monitoring the Genji's dash cooldown. And he does there. As Sparkle goes to the engage, he was able to tear people to pieces. But we're going to cut that a little short because Paris are going to come back on the attack. There's 2 minutes left for them, and they have all the ults they could possibly need.
A lot of ults. Rally. Able to walk through Sparkle with the blade done. Flashed up, taken out again by Fury. Good God, joking. Her performance from the off-tank was known as one of the best divas in the world, but Paris do not want to give it up! What? XT, the Deadeye into the Gravitic Flux, straight up in the air, and they gave them the angle. It gave XT the angle, the opening he needed to capitalize. And just when you think Sparkle shuts down, the fight is over, the push is ended, they answer back, and you remember, oh goodness me, yeah, XT's one of the best recruits in the world.
Deadeye is so difficult to find value within this meta, but the Flux combination is perfect. And as much as Fury and Alarm are just amazing defensive heroes, how do you defend this? Paris Eternal's already taken all the position necessary, and EQO is weak. XT just plinking people from the back, but FD got done for.
The real snowball potential here, though, as they're trading out the players, but Sparkle goes down with the hit shot. And Carpe still alive, pumping in the damage. He's going to be holding on to this point. Not running the push, but it is final fight territory right now. force them to work with. Not even time as well.
This is desperation from Paris. They need some huge play from Exy, otherwise Philly, with their amazing defensive play, are going to hold Paris away from the full completion. Yeah, a lot of us to be able to work with. It seems insurmountable. The advantages that Philly has are huge, but we've seen weird things happen so far in this series. Both of these teams are so good in the clutch.
I think there's the Matrix forcing them back. But I think it's easily back off to the point we're going to get forced out. Flashbang, he's going to connect, but the heels are there. Dash through from EQO, and now the blade comes in. Monstrous combo. EQO slicing through the opposition. That should end that push. Indeed it does. The pass turn on going to be stopping just short of the finish line. Philadelphia Fusion, to be quite complete, I think is stopping that one. What was looking like, honestly, I'll say it, a bit of a disaster early on. They had a bit of a failure to try and defend that one. In the first section of Rialto, even during the middle section where you go around that U-bend, you can hold from the high ground from the stairs. The players to hold on. So the fact that they prevented full capture, I'm going to commend that.
And here's that replay that we tried to run before. It's EQO's blade, just to ensure that Paris have no chance of being able to take control. And this is really, I mean, this is so stylish as well,
Yeah,
the immediate 180.
Nasty.
That's great mechanics. But plays like that, and plays from Fury in particular as well,
Finally came back.
were what saved the Philadelphia Fusion on Rialto. Because
Nothing
they
good
really
came
should have
There was
already
no
lost this
place
map
for me to
essentially.
return to.
Because Paris were making
This was the
daunting
only
times
place
from
I
point A
could
to B,
go.
like you just said. But they held it
Now you're
together on
leaving,
C.
just like that.
And that's what's so fun to watch
Why do
about
you
these
have to
disco
go?
maps is at any point the
Where are you
momentum can
going?
just immediately switch.
What are you
And a
going
team
to
can
do?
dig their heels
Just
in
throw your life away
and
like
really
it was
hold on.
nothing?
Especially
And
a
the
team like
defense
Philly.
of the Fusion was so good.
Right? You think about some of those clutch moments of all time. This is what Philadelphia Fusion are known for.
I'm going to find out
When
who
the
really
whole world's
alive.
against them,
I have
they're
to
back
do
on it.
this
They
thing.
say, no, we will not go down.
Could you predict, Fred, right now, who's going to win this series? I couldn't. I have no
I have
idea.
no idea in the slightest. I'm sure it's quite stressful. I'm a fan of both of these teams, but it's quite stressful for me watching it. But I'm sure Roy wants to win at this point. XC going to be playing that Widowmaker, searching for a shot or two. Hold it down the flank right now. Find yourself someone to hold it down.
Actually sending a shot in from the left-hand side.
It's a nice dynamite
Playing
damage.
fairly far back. Yeah, pretty decent dynamite damage. And that's normally the cue for Philadelphia Fusion. They'll try and get big hold dynamites and have EQO finish off a pick. But they need to play for the high ground first, I think. EQO's trying to play on the side here, and he did get hurt a little bit. Now he's playing a bit more like Sparkle, getting himself involved in the team fight, getting that deflect up, but he's just been totally countered. The Paris Eternals did way more damage in that fight. Sparkle has built up a blade already.
What snake was that? Okay, the pass eternal, they defend. And yeah, from the fusions there, you saw signs, so to speak, that they were almost mirroring the pass eternal playstyle, trying to go for the Hulk dash to try and build up EQO's blade. Pass eternal say, no. Listen, you can't mirror what we've been doing this entire series long. They put an end to it with their own. And now, as you said, Josh, they've got the blade, and XC's still on these long sight lines presenting it, but the blade comes out. A lot is done. They're boots back. They're sent backwards, but finally the kill comes through. Sparkle put in so much damage, so much work that he's able to clean up the team fight with the help of the rest of the team.
And only the blade invested. That's fantastic economy from the Paris Eternals. Normally you see blade and rally, or you see blade and supercharger, or sometimes, like Philly have been doing, the blade and the flux. But the fact that Paris only had to use that single ult has bought them so much time. Oh, Alarm saw. Even if the rest of his team didn't, Alarm's got keen eyes and he spots out the threat on the side.
Yeah, situational awareness through the roof. Now the Fusion have got the window's probably going to go down, indeed it does. So pumping damage through it. Both teams trying to take it head on, and they both use their amplification matrices, but forced backwards now. Rally used as well. Alarm's going to be trying to lead it in, but fades away for both of these teams. Now we see Gravitic Flux connect onto a lot of targets. Best uses Fortify to negate a lot of it. EQO so low, he's only on 7 HP! Still gets the kill, but eventually shut down. XE from afar puts an end to it. The dash through, the fusion, finding the Picos. A lot of damage, a lot of sustain. I think Alarm being one of the key figures there in that team fight.
Yeah, Fury and Alarm. They're such an amazing duo. They're normally defensive to shut down Sparkle, but this time they're playing offensively. Using the rally, using the gravitic flux, setting EQO up, and then pummeling everybody else when it comes down to that brawl. Are Paris really going to try and defend this?
Okay. Interesting maneuver. Exy finds a pig. Exy finds two. No, it wasn't supposed to end like this on the flank. What a turn of events. And that has just put so much damage. The Fusion, I think they left the gas. They don't know what to make of it.
That should not happen. That should not happen. Exy takes the team fight into his own hands. Paris has taken so much damage just to be able to approach, and here it is, the replay. Boombox had no idea, and EQO, that shot, his head only presented for a minimal amount of time. And now that has ruined the Philadelphia Fusion. They're going to have double supporters, but nothing else.
30 seconds, Josh. That's all they've got. In the Fusion, they've got to get past this incredible sideline that Exy has. The infraside is up.
Oh, Bren.
Close to the
Bren, how cruel for Fusion to come so close yet again in a final. And to have it ripped away from them by a clutch play from Exy, it would almost be too much to bear.
Hopes and dreams of the Fusion right now laying bare. Sparkle wants to try and put an end to it. Blade in hand, it's going right now to the distance as the overtime burns through. The Fusion need to find an opening. Sparkle now moving through, but Exy's on the flank. The headshot onto Carpe. One of their star players taken out early. And Boombox just left to his own devices in the sidelines. He goes down. The Fusion, only a couple of players left remaining. EQO's gonna come up huge right now. Everyone is weak. EQO with the blade, pulls it through, builds it up. Will it be enough? 1 kill, 2 kill. Are you kidding me? EQO now finds it with the third. And now it is overtime. Exy moving over to the Tracer to try and deny, but EQO! What a player, what a star! Unbelievable performance in the overtime clutch, and normally it's Carpe, normally he steps up, but this time, EQO reminds everybody at home why he's still on this roster.
I have chills, friend. That's the single most monstrous clutch I think I've ever seen. Really come into that fight with no hope. Exy gets the first kill, and EQO somehow responds. The clutch blade at the end as well. I'm in shock. I think the Paris Eternal will be in shock as well.
That should have been the series, but EQO has kept them in it. He's handed them a lifeline, and now we'll see if the Fusion can take it even further.
Supercharger here available. Sado. It's Ben Best that uses his first. Both teams trade.
Goes
And
down.
EQO again.
Best goes down. The Immortality Field goes down as well. A lot of openings here. EQO with the fast resets once more. Finding so many opportunities. He's already built up the blade. Everyone is grumbling on Paris, and how can you not? I'm still in disbelief that EQO has cut that out, and I think Paris are as well. They probably thought that was the series done and dusted.
And now Philly, in stunned silence, they move forward. EQO with another play. This could be huge. Boombox as well with a massive amp matrix. That's going to force Paris Eternal to engage. Hadn't been forced to use his own, but EQO goes down.
EQO going down could be critical, could be the difference between losing this series and winning it. Sparkle with the blade, but shut down. The shield bash from Alarm. He's always been on point. He's always been there. And Carpe had his back with the headshot as well. Now it is down and dirty. Pandemonium on the point. The final section here. Fury trying to find openings for his team. Accretion going to be used to try and force them backwards, but Paris are not out of it just yet, especially with the dead eye unleashed. Finding one pig off forward on the flashbang. I don't know if that quite connected, but it matters not. EQO tries to force out the blade, but gets shut down. Josh, 30 seconds left.
And surely the Philadelphia Fusion cannot do it again. If EQO had held onto the blade, maybe, but he just needed to invest it there. He thinks there's a better chance with 30 seconds remaining of being able to turn that fight than them approach all the way in. There's only 10 seconds remaining, Brent. Ben Best has moved over to the Reinhardt, and I think this might be it for Philly.
Holds it off the high ground. Could be a good opening, and Carpe finds it. The headshot of the Sparkle shuts him down. The overtime will tick. An opening forward of the Earth Shatter. Last-ditch effort here. Ben Best tries to find him, and he connects it onto one. Paris Eternal finding so many. Exy with the flank of a Sentry to flashbang Van der Hammer. Reminiscent of a dominant team once before, but here we have it. A Paris Eternal pumping in the damage, shutting down the Fusion, and they denied them of their crown. They denied them of their champion title. The Paris Eternal take the series.
Well, the Philadelphia Fusion made them work for it, but Paris Eternal are your champions in NA. That is fantastic. What a series, what a final. What a clutch from E2O to even keep them alive in it in the first place. But Paris, in back-to-back series, pick Rialto and take it away. They take the win over the Shock. They upset the defending champions. They take the win against the Philadelphia Fusion here again. And how cruel Philly fans will bemoan as they were stalled out in the finals of Stage 2 in 2019. They were stalled out in the grand finals of 2018 against the London Spurs.
Shanghai Dragons may want to consider swapping Ding off the Sombra here if they want to close this series out. It's been going great for them up until this second round here, these extra rounds on Lunar Colony. That's where things have started to slip a little bit. They still get the double cap and they still have the better time bank, but the advantage is much less than it was previously.
2:17 to 1 minute for Boston Uprising. This could still result in a draw, really.
Certainly could. It certainly could. For the Uprising here...
They need to avoid that. They need to get the victory.
Yeah, and for the Uprising here, the ideal case on this attack is to finish A. If they're going to run a color hex on this Sombra, yeah, there you go. One map.
Have never had a lead like this.
If color hex can finish A, if they can win it without him EMPing and they walk to the B with the EMP, that is how Boston Uprising finishes this with 6 points. That is the way. No checks for enemy Sombra around here. The crowd chants for the Shanghai Dragons. They want this win. It's been a long time.
They're ready to see it.
43 games. Maybe the 43rd. That is the big one.
43rd time to charm, Wolf.
That's what the Shanghai Dragon fans say. All right, here we go. Ding unscouted.
Yep.
They do see where he is now.
Again on the side.
Swapped over to Zarya.
Has that jump back here from Ding, rejoining with us in the play. Keller's going forward. Stunned up, hacked out, but no one able to get the kill.
Blase with a huge shield there to keep him alive.
Walking onto the point. They managed to get one tick already with 15 seconds remaining. Shanghai Dragons, they can't really allow them to get more. They still only have 2:17 in their time bank. Not going to be the biggest number. Looking for the hack, unable to find it. Jumps back down, has to go out with the Phantom Gear. Active, going to be taken out. Color Hex going to be eliminated. The push back over onto the point, keeping this one contested. Can they stop it right here? DM with a sliver of HP, trying to stay alive. They push forward. They find Blase. They get rid of him. The armor pack goes out. Yojin keeping his team alive, keeping the hopes alive for the Shanghai fans. He's got uses the van settings for the ground out surge. Comes in the EMP on top of it. For every single ult you got, just to seal the deal. 79.5% is what they need to beat. Shanghai are less than a point away from getting their first match win.
2 minutes and 17 seconds will feel like the shortest time that any Shanghai Dragon fan has ever seen. It is going to be a tense, potentially 2 minutes or less here as we head into what could be history in the making. I had my concerns, I had my doubts about Ding continuing to play the Sombra here. It felt figured out. We saw the swap of color X there onto Zarya, but the coordination was too good for the Dragons. They split Boston Uprising in half on the point, and that's all she wrote for their attack. Still an impressive attack for 1 minute. 79.5. This is by no means over.
Still a chance to hold this off. Boston could come up with a victory, but you know what? If Shanghai can close this out right here, Wolf, we are never going to hear the end of it from Bren. He was the only one who said that they would win today, and he is going to tout that Oracle nonsense for the rest of his career.
Yeah, to be honest, I couldn't say. I didn't actually make an official prediction on this one. But the Dragons have come in strong. No one could have known that Ding was just going to dismantle everyone. Here we go. Shanghai counting down, the Shanghai fans rather counting down. The doors opening because we are so close.
79.5%, ladies and gentlemen. That is what they need to take their first match victory. Are you guys ready to see them take it? Ding up top. Maybe spraying away. Color Hex going so low. They had hacked him out, might have been able to get it. Now he's going to be isolated. Gamsu goes low. They haven't finished up the target. They're going to hack it on the Axiom. Ding is takes it out. They're all down on the point. Starting to kick their way up. The first one getting ready to come through. As it comes down, Yongkin Lincoln staying alive. Kellick's knocked down a half HP. The first tick gonna be gained. You can feel it. Almost there, pushing from the back. They're kicking up again. No, it's gonna be Hatch. He's gonna be taken out of the mix. Finished off. It's happening. Being at the second tick. Getting ready to come through. Kellick's gonna be eliminated. Crimson is down from Aim God, but it's gonna expire. They will be able to finish him off. There you go. Gonna get it. Just a couple more percents and go. Let them have it, Boston. Hexium off of the travel range, but it does not matter. Ladies and gentlemen, history has been made. The Shanghai Dragons with a 47 attempt out managed to pick up their first match victory.
Never thought, you know, the fans out there see this day with 43 matches in Gamsu defeating his old team tonight. Feels like a really emotional moment here. I think we gotta give the crowd a moment. They've waited a long time for this. All the Shanghai fans out there, fans in tears. They finally did it.
I'll just let the fans take us down to the break. Enjoy it.
The plan of hopes of the soul dynasty would it be to have those ends, have those hopes? Well, okay, hold on. Let me start that sentence. Go ahead. I was distracted by the seagull guy. My brain turned off. That's what happens whenever Noah sees a seagull, by the way. That's true. My brain just... You just can't go to the beach with him. No. No, it's like, I'm like Golden Boy. I'm afraid of the ocean. He told us he's afraid of whales and the ocean, apparently. All right. Anyway, Dallas Fuel, made up of Envious originally, the core of this team, Seoul Dynasty, the core made up of Lunatic High from Korea. Seoul/Lunatic High has always won at their meetings versus Envious/Dallas. To have it happen the other way around, when playoffs are on the line, what an end for Seoul that would be. So, see if they kind of keep their hopes alive and keep their streak alive against this team. And Seoul Dynasty is going to be running a different look on this attack. They typically have preferred to go with the Roadhog a lot of the time on attack on this map, but instead they're going to go back to the Widowmaker and the Fora, the composition that they struggled with just now when it came to playing on Oasis. When he's hovering above on that Fora as the payload starts to move through. And Mickey, okay, Seagull gets an early kill on the DJ home here, so that's a bit of a hold. Lucky doing some damage, but not really finding any pick fit with this one. And, but Flutta is now popping up. Both DPSs are down. Yeah, Wendy's using the opportunity to get aggressive here. Not as much pressure on him when a few people are already out of commission. And Seoul Dynasty pushing it now. Just Mickey and OG left. Now just Mickey, now nobody. And Seoul Dynasty looking to cruise through point A. And look at this, Fletta popping up and literally catching AKM around the corner. And then Seagull immediately thereafter. Very nicely done. Fletta having a big day tonight. A little quiet in Oasis, but he's been loud and proud on a lot of these other maps. That's right, which is not really what you want to be as Widowmaker because you want to be silent. Oh no, strike without anyone hearing you coming. That's why she yells and everybody on the map can hear when she sees you, right? Like, who's that person yelling about being afraid of fight? Widowmaker again. Oh, Wiki with the barrage. Oh, and that leads into a couple of kills for Seoul. Wiki, though, finally taking himself out a little bit. I think Seagull got a bit close on the defense. As said, the payload's still moving. Wiki brought back to the fight by Toby. Wiki's playing a super aggressive Fara too. Yeah. You can see he has no fear of dive bombing into the tank line. Nice pick by AKM on the tail. That certainly helps a little bit, but yeah, totally with Wiki. I mean, after a couple picks, he just goes aggro and there's no more pressure on him. AKM gets Zuma again. Wiki is flanking AKM right all through the base on point C. Stays alive, and oh, that was a bit too far for Wiki. The rest of his team had already failed on that fight, so yeah, might as well just reset. Nothing left to do besides reset, but that was one of the longest Fara point flanks I've seen on point B on Dorado. Doesn't end up working in the end, and after that he's going to switch to the Brigitte anyway. It's much more common to see Brigitte Widowmaker here on the second point. Yeah, when you need to shove your way through the end of point B and then going into point C, that's the time to swap to the Brigitte. That extra sort of oomph on the payload. OG still trending from above. AKM up there too. Probably for the respawn. Trying to find Fletta here. Fletta's going to around the side. He might actually get a shot on AKM soon. There we go. OG finds him though.
Dive onto him. OG still sitting there with the primal range blood and trying to ignore the monkey.
They brought the Falco out of Toby actually. Pops that Mercy ultimate. Area Hook brings Mickey back to the fight. And now Fleta just waiting for AKM to show his face. He's gonna take a few shots. And Area Hook instead makes the spin damage out of him. Oh, there's the spin in. And now it doesn't matter though. Dallas is gonna crush Soul. Bring it right back again.
OG with a big primal rage. Popped it and then J-Hong during the transcendence to wait for the rest of his team. That leaves several members of the Soul Dynasty vulnerable to the Dallas Fuel, and they are going to win that team fight. Late Imprecise used by Fleta, so he doesn't get much value out of it. The fight had already been won for Dallas.
You said it, Seagull. That was like the end of a Saturday morning cartoon.
Just declaring that was teamwork. Well, it was.
Right.
It was quite good teamwork.
You learn a lesson today, children. Teamwork pays off in Overwatch. Hopefully the adults learn the lesson too.
I don't think I've learned a lesson in my entire life, Noah.
You don't think we're a good team?
Oh.
It hurts bad. Oh, Seagull knocked out the window. A while. I'll go, okay. There we go. Dallas Fuel finding some picks that they needed. That was right after Wiki Pop rally too, so that was a tough one.
And now Soul's gonna back all the way into the base. J-Hong gonna use a trance as they re-engage actually.
Man, I don't know. They are going hard onto this one. Self-destruct comes in. Did it catch anybody? It did force the trance out of Unko. Thought he was gonna get hit by it maybe. But Dallas not being pushed back here. Everyone's passing into the Iris, but the payload's not passing any further points here on the attack for Soul.
Well, they're going to get Wiki back up, and now OGE unresable. So Soul trying to take the fight all the way back here. Going to pick up the payload on their way through and try and drive it home to point B.
Oh, Weki down. That's a rally from Mickey too, so Dallas striking back with a lot of armor right now. Seal out of the mech, back in the mech. Feeling good. Trying to flip. Oh man, that's got to be terrifying. Flying through the air and then getting hit in midair by a giant flying ape.
Nobody wants that, though.
Zumba somehow gets back into his mech after going on OG's wild ride.
Don't worry, he'll be right back out of his mech again with only Wakid left alive. There's no great way to heal him up quickly, and that means Zumba back to spawn. Change off and remech. One attack left for the Soul Dynasty. They rolled the dice there trying to punish Dallas for pushing too far forward. Dallas on their toes, react, and don't give them anything.
Hey, it's a good hold for Dallas so far. Another rally coming in from Weki. This is a push that Soul needs to have be successful. They gotta avoid that map 5. Here we go. The fight begins. AKM takes a chunk out of the railing there. Trying to hit Fleta. Got the Discord orb on him. Needs to be careful here. Oh, and that's why Fleta capitalizing on the damage. And Unko now with the Transcendence trying to keep his team in this one. AKM res right back into it. Now a trance from J-Hong as Soul pushes forward. Fleta with another kill on the AKM when it counts. Fleta winning the Widow duels here and J-Hong getting Mickey as well. So Dallas losing a lot of members here as point B nearly taken by Soul. They're so close. Just a few members of Dallas left, but Ario gets a bit of revenge on the Fleta. There goes Seagull though, so Dallas in the position to finish B. It looks like they will. This push is still going.
It still is. Soul Dynasty picking up another minute and a half here at the end of the rope. Soul have another chance to finish, even though Dallas came through with a big hold on B after getting rolled on A. Fleta now back around already 50% of the way to the next Imprecite. That Imprecite allowed him to kill AKM twice on that last push.
Soul pretty much has to roll right through to see if they want to take it though. You can't get stalled out at this point. That's exactly what OG and the rest of Dallas Fuel are already doing. Toby with the Valkyrie. Let us still looking for those shots. He's got the Imprecite now. Oh, and Mickey goes down. Dallas push back. The payload moving forward. Soul Dynasty has a shot here.
But coming around
another one.
Imprecite again. Flanks around to the back of the point. He wants Harry Hook as well. Has to run now.
That's an early Transcendence used by the Dallas Fuel, though. Soul can save theirs. That could come up big. rounding the final corner with the payload. Our Soul Dynasty, they are so close, but it needs to be careful. Coming on the side, no, he doubles back again. Ooh, almost takes a couple orbs to the face there from Unko. OG waiting for it, long way away from that Earth Shatter. He just swapped to the Rhine. Soul's got to make something happen here. 10 seconds. They got to get going. They got to take this fight.
Eagle going to try and disrupt the high ground, try and take care of Fleta on the Widowmaker.
And Valkyrie for Harry Hook here too. Jaehoong saving that transfer as long as he can get another win. What? No, they're not on the payload. Soul Dynasty doesn't touch the payload. Right after another pick from Fleta too. That has gotta hurt.
They all peel back to help Fleta to remove Seagull. And the thing about that composition is because they were in such a desperation last-minute push, Cookie didn't have a chance to switch to the Reinhardt. And the Reinhardt, I think, would have made a big difference for them right there. Cookie, a little giggle after that. They got pretty far. They got nearly to the end.
They did. I mean, and their defenses have been good on Assault and on Hybrid earlier in the series. So, you know, maybe if you're Soul, you've got a reason to feel confident going into the defense here against Dallas, but I don't think you want to leave anything to chance if you are looking at potentially getting knocked out of a contention for the playoffs in the overall league.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think, though, that if you just look, I think the switch to the Reinhardt from OG was smarter. I think it was going to be really hard for Soul to complete the map because they didn't have time to change to a more ideal composition.
Right.
And you have to stay on the payload. You're going to play the Winston into the Reinhardt and into the Brigitte. Super hard to push those last few meters, unfortunately. So I don't think that really affected Soul that much.
Well, maybe. See what they've got on the defense now. Setting up a trap. Here's Wekid. Being wary of whatever Dallas can possibly throw at them. And they know they do like to use that Seagull from time to time, or rather the Reaper from time to time. They like to use Seagull quite a bit. He's pretty much on there every time.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me for them to use Reaper because Soul does like to play Jaehoong on Roadhog on this defense. And from what Zoe was talking about, the Dallas Fuel were a little bit surprised by the composition that were run by the Soul Dynasty in the first two matches, but this is very standard for them.
Yeah. Oh, Wekid with an early kill to Seagull. How in the world? I guess it worked. I guess he found it. All right. Seagull not even getting out of the gate.
Very interesting. Attack Orisa from the Dallas Fuel. They're going to play the Pharah and alongside the Roadhog try and play this barrier-busting game. This means the Soul Dynasty cannot defend in the choke. They have to go back and round the corner by the marketplace. Yeah. What they're going to do immediately. Spawning Seagull looking for the flank. Around the side, he's going to pick up Jaehoong.
Jaehoong had like no health left after that last shot from AKM. Luckily, Toby there with the res. That's another big amount of hit points available for Soul Dynasty.
Seagull was just a touch away from bouncing him out of the resurrection with a concussion blast. That nearly didn't work at all.
Kills for Soul Dynasty. It's starting to push Dallas back. After losing Mickey and Unko, that's going to be a short break taken by the Fuel. Oh, and Seagull scattered a little bit too. Now OG, so nice follow-up on the early picks from Soul to really kind of make that a much worse loss for Dallas on the fight.
Yeah, to give you a perspective how much work Fleta is doing right now, he has 14 final blows out of the 30 deaths on the Dallas Fuel, 31 now at 15, so he's nearly accounting for 15% of the final, or 50% rather, the final blows for the Soul Dynasty. He is absolutely going crazy tonight.
Clean shot on the Harry Hook too, though. Couldn't get it. Ooh, narrowly dodges the hook there. I think that was more Mickey missing the hook than Fleta dodging, though. Close call for Fleta on the Widowmaker. Dallas trying to push forward. Fleta watching the rooftops. He knows that Seagull's up there. Seagulls are generally in higher elevation on roofs, things like that. Unless you're by a pier, then they're probably sitting on the table you're trying to have lunch on. Here comes the rip tire. And, ooh, that's a lot of damage on OG. Can they follow it up? Doesn't look like it. OG gets himself back. Look on to Wekid. Wekid gets away with the concussion mine. What an escape.
Barely escaping that. It's whole hog versus whole hog right now. Jaehoong trying to counter Mickey as Mickey was trying to destroy their defensive position. Soul Dynasty stabilized as a result.
A double hog. Dallas Fuel still push back. They've got the barrage for Seagull. They can set something up. If Seagull can be sneaky, maybe they can get point A done. Seagull right now trying to loop all the way around the side. Oh, kids, Kookie and Jaehoon. What?
Those long-range rockets find their intended targets. Jaehoon going to get resurrected, but they are surrounded right now. Seagull takes to the ground and starts firing rockets into the flank. Jaehoon is there, trying to keep himself up with a breather, but that's not going to be enough. Dallas Fuel moving on to point B.
Well, it was a long hold from Seoul Dynasty, but not long enough. Dallas Fuel do keep the payload moving. About 320 in the time bank here. And remember, they don't even need to finish. They just need to get it nearly all the way there in point C to win the map and send us to map 5.
Lots of swaps for Seoul, of course. Nothing so far for the Dallas Fuel. They are committed to this composition. An unusual pick for attack on A or B.
Yep. Oh, Zunba! That's a self-destruct, remember. Seoul Dynasty says, we want some time. We want some time to relax here, so we're just going to kill everybody at once.
And can they get AKM too? No, AKM gonna make it back safely to his allies that are respawning, and now the swaps are coming for the Dallas Fuel. They were trying to see how far they could push it, but I think this is the time. Just go ahead and make those changes immediately. You're never going to be able to even challenge the high ground with that composition. Would have been a problem for you.
Yeah. Zinda has to grab the high ground here. AKM, ooh, Fleta taking the time to set up a shot. Couldn't land it though.
Trying to use that infrasight advantage.
Yep. OG. An agile ape. I mean scientist. No, not so agile now. Stops the shield after taking a big shot. Ooh, Fleta nearly finishing him off. Can't quite get the last hit though. Dallas Fuel still pushing forward. Making some serious progress. Now the self-destruct coming in. Mickey though caught. Zumba gets another one. Seagull taken out by the Diva mech again. That's Fleta. That's Fleta, guys.
And he's still up there at almost 50% of his team's final blows.
Absolutely
hasn't stopped. He's 19 out of 42 right now.
The Fleta effect. And that's going to be Seoul Dynasty cleaning up a big fight. And now just a minute 25 or so left for Dallas Fuel to push through B. And the staggers continue. They lost Kookie though, so Seoul may be moving forward a little bit too far here.
They might have been, but Kookie is going to be able to make it back in time, considering Unko just respawned as well.
Yeah, still though, a risk you don't really want to take in this situation.
And they're coming up with a big ultimate. If they can get the Dragon Blade to work, might be a trick against Mickey's Brigitte. Mickey's on point, but
true.
Can be hard to cover your Winston sometimes.
Oh, and Wecky tracks him down. His blade is ready too. And he's going to pull it out right now. Kookie with a kill to Unko. Going in for the final blows here to finish this one off. Gets Mickey. OGE still with some health remaining, but that's the finisher. Wecky, Seoul Dynasty putting together some great fights here at the end. And now just 30 seconds for Dallas to try to tie up this series. Seoul Dynasty, playoff hopes on the line. A win on this map keeps them in it. All they need to do with one more fight.
Fleta's just waiting on the far flank right now, trying to get a pickoff as they come in. Kookie is also there with him. OG jumping in, but now they know he's not going to be on the high ground to protect his team.
Now pops that primal rage right away, but Mickey dropping early. Wecky taking advantage of the damage. There goes Harry Hook. Yet another pick from Fleta. And Dallas Fuel looking so good in this stage, but Seoul Dynasty came to play on another level today. Last chance for OG to get this going. He does keep the payload into overtime. He'll be bringing Fleta back though. Seagull still there. Dallas not out of it yet. Harry Hook and Mickey making changes to get back to the payload in a hurry, but the kills keep coming in anyway. It's going to be Seoul Dynasty taking the map, taking the series. They are still alive in the hunt for the playoffs.
That's right, Doa, and they win this rivalry yet again. This matchup has been going on in some way, shape, or form for the last year and a half.
At least, yeah.
And it's once again Seoul Dynasty. They sweep Dallas 4-0 in the Overwatch League.
I mean, Dallas Fuel coming into this series is unquestionably, I think, the better looking team in Stage 4.
but Soul Dynasty brought a level to their play today that we have yet to see from them, and that frankly, we haven't seen from them in a long time. It's too much for Dallas to handle today. And it was it probably